Yes, good morning, everybody. Professor Van Vinke here. I believe it is 5 o'clock in the morning or something like that. I was sleeping and I woke up again an hour or so ago, and I had a few more stories I had remembered about Roger Pfeiffer. Because he was such an interesting character, I know many of you are fascinated by him, as those who met him always were. Um, Roger Pfeiffer was a outdoor sportsman. He liked to go hunting and fishing. He had a boat and he had guns. He would go for deer and um, and as such. I was never much of a fisherman or a hunter, but Roger was into it, and he liked to go in the woods, out on the water. We were in New Jersey. He had a boat. And I remember going over Roger Pfeiffer's house. I'll give you some light here. And there is better. And, you come around the back of the house and there would be a cooler next to the steps. And out of curiosity, I'm a curious fellow. I would open the cooler and then the smell of rotten fish would come up. Yeah, leave the cooler with all the fish in it. And, and he would drive a car. And sometimes he had a Lincoln Continental, uh, which he always bought his cars for cash because he could get the deal at the dealership. He would walk in a dirty shirt, all dirty, with his last food he ate all over it. And the salesman would come up to him and, well, they were always suspicious of somebody who was dressed dirty like. And of course, I told you Raj was a very scary looking person. And they'd come up and say, "What are you doing in here?" And Roger would say, "The car out there, I see you want $18,000 for it. I will, I will buy it for 15,000." And the salesman would go, "No, you're crazy. What is your credit rating?" Roger says, "I don't know. I don't know what credit rating is. I have cash." And the salesman would say, "Oh." And then he would go back to his manager and say, "There's a crazy person out here. He wants to buy the Lincoln in the front lot for cash." He would get the car for what he wanted it. So at any rate, that was another little side story, but not the funny one I'm going to tell you now. Raja, one time, I was not there. This was a story I had heard from the other family members. And he was going hunting, and he was in the car, and apparently he was with his brother Paul Pfeiffer, and Paul's wife Rosie, whose last name was Carlson. And there's a little side story about Rosie's Carlson, who had a brother who lived up in New Jersey, I believe in the Teaneck or Tenafly area, who was a semi-professional boxer, a very dangerous individual. Much like Roger, he could grab you with one arm and throw you across the room. So uh, I won't tell that story because it's a personal family story. Uh, at any rate, so Roger's up in the woods with Rosie and Paul, his brother. And Rosie told me this story, I believe it was. They went out in the woods and it was very cold, winter, snow on the ground, and they were in the car to stay warm. They had their coats on, and Then Raja had to go to the toilet, the bathroom. He in the woods, there's no bathroom. You just go in the woods. So when Raja got in the woods, he had to take his pants down. Of course, he had to do a major domo, and apparently he had his coat off too, and he did his business. And then when he got back in the car, it was still cold, and Rosie is sitting in the car. She goes, "I smell shit." Well, Raja, he had shit in the hood of his coat. And I don't. Oh my God, I can tell you some things he did. At any rate, I wanted to share that story. I thought you would find that one funny too. Besides the shoes and the toilet paper and him pooping in his jacket. Okay, my friends. Oh, by the way, I just noticed that today is the rapture. Today, anybody who is supposed to be able to go will go up and leave the earth in a twinkling of an eye. Boing! Gone. That's why you'll know they have ticket to ride. Yes, you do not. So where is he? I don't know where he went. Good luck, my friends, and have a great day.